Right, guys. I know I haven't been live in a while. My pages have been hacked. Y'all, I don't put stuff like that on my pages, so you should know something's wrong. And I had people saying I've been hacked, but I've been in trial and stuff and just not able to pay attention to it. Hacking is real. And it's absolutely a mess. And people are sick. There are sick people out there. So I'm sorry for anything you saw. I had stuff stolen. People went through stuff. It's a mess. Not Microsoft, Apple hacked. Okay. So that's just doing a little work. I'm getting ready to start with my rant. And then I'm going to get some water in the quartz going. A little water in the quartz going. Look, I'm like, no. I ain't used to this. Okay. What's some of these questions, y'all? I'm going to answer a couple of questions, and then I'm going to talk about some things because I'm sick of what I'm hearing around the courthouse regarding bonds. I am sick of it. No. Who's this? No. What is going on here? Wait a second. Sorry, y'all, my office. All right, I'm trying to talk to my office because they want me to take some calls. I'm not, no. Y'all put them back on the right days. I have to do, I've been in trial every day in depositions. No. Nope. No, they got it right. They didn't put the wrong date in there. I'm about to say, y'all know that. Y'all gonna change my schedule up. Jesus, I almost got. Sorry, y'all. I'm feeling this chat all day long. Oh, there goes the other one. Good morning. We are essentially mainly women team, but my right and my left hand are winning. It's more organized that way. Hold on. Let's see it. Thank you. Okay. Back to my email to fix. I was like, please don't tell y'all to put me 11 o'clock for today. I don't want to have to go upstairs to change clothes. What? They're like, no, sorry, that's not the right day, baby, please. Because y'all the ones that told me that I needed a break sometimes. What am I going to do when I'm in court every day? What are these things under? Oh, my little nose ring is gone. I know y'all have been asking some fun questions this week. And you can also post your questions here and I will respond to them. I'm going to look over much quicker than I have been. I'm getting better. I'm going to take a couple criminal questions just because what's been going on in the criminal courthouse is a lot of what I want to discuss today. Okay? Because I'm going to talk about these bonds. So let's go find some criminal questions. Guys, criminal cases will be getting filed. Things will be picking up in the criminal courthouse. They are investigating. They are bringing charges against people. It's a lot going on. And they are on a fight crime. Whenever the president says that he's going to make cartels become, enemies, then that's the war on crime. Okay? And that's literally what it is. Okay? So I have a few questions. People are asking questions because people are trying to find jobs. They have criminal histories. Of course, with deportation and removals going on, jobs are starting to become, it's a lot of jobs for people there weren't before. So there are a lot of people that have criminal histories that are trying to get twin cards, etc. Now's your time, y'all. Get off in the industry. And so we have a question about that. I'll address that question first. And I'll need to look and research a few things sometimes on these because I'm doing them on the fly, literally. This one said, does a burglary charge disqualify me from getting my twin card approval if the case was in 2019 and I finished probation? I caught the case in 2019. I signed for 5 years of probation. It was deferred adjudication probation. And I finished early from my deferred adjudication probation. So guys, this is what happens. When you go to get a TWIC card, you go to get any sort of license, you have to look and see what type of charge you have. When you have a charge of moral turpitude, it's a little bit tougher. Okay? We're going to go over charges of moral turpitude. Let me grab my list. Because some people tend to think just because they have a misdemeanor, it don't matter. It does sometimes. Sometimes they'd rather deal with drug dealers than deal with certain people. Now they're trying to even say drug dealers don't need to go, they're trying to get the death penalty. So they're trying to kind of change the law with respect to crimes of moral turpitude. So we need to be paying attention. But crimes of moral turpitude are crimes that involve fraud or dishonesty, okay, or violence or malicious intent, okay? You can have a petty theft, a misdemeanor theft, and it can knock you out of some jobs. It's going to flag you on a TWIC. It's going to flag you on any state agency license that you're attempting to procure if there is a theft conviction on your record. Because it is a crime of moral turpitude, it doesn't matter what level it's on. It's going to raise a flag. Can you overcome it is the question. And many times somebody throws a hurdle in your path that you can overcome. Okay? So I'm going to teach you things only so that you understand how you need to run your applications for jobs, what you may need to do, what you may need to understand could possibly knock you out the running so that you can, not hide those things, but try to explain those things or get those things taken off of your record or what have you if you can. Fraud. Any sort of mail fraud, wire fraud, food stamp fraud, credit card fraud. That's going to be your credit card abuse, all that stuff, debit card abuse, all of that. Okay? You got caught with fake IDs, any of those forgery cases, any perjury cases, bribery cases, tax evasion, okay, cases, tax evasion cases. Okay, these are all crimes of moral turpitude. Murders and homicides, manslaughter can be. It just depends. Okay, kidnapping cases, robbery, because you're stealing, right? So that's like a double whammy. Okay, arson cases. Okay, felony assaults with the intent to cause some sort of great bodily harm. Domestic violence cases are crimes of moral turpitude. Guys, you cannot even have a gun if you get caught with one of those. Okay, even if it's a misdemeanor case here in Texas. Okay, and there's a reason for that. It's a crime of moral turpitude. Okay, sexual cases, molestation, molest cases, indecent, exposing, prostitution, and I'll just say it that way, but it starts with the cross, but it's prostitution. Okay, any obstruction cases, false reporting cases, you're resisting arrest, you don't like the law. Okay, you're smuggling individuals in and out of here. You can call those smuggling cases. That's a crime of moral turpitude, and people are getting those smuggling cases. And people don't care if they're getting those smuggling cases because they're getting deferred and walking on and getting a bunch of money. And that's what people are doing right now, because they're not getting jail time in their minds, right? But those are crimes of moral turpitude. It'll follow you for the rest of your life. Okay? Drug trafficking now. Okay? Possession with the intent to distribute. Human trafficking, blackmail, and extortion. Okay? Little simple assaults, DUIs, DWIs, those are not crimes of moral turpitude. Okay? So that does not bother you. Okay? But what has happened is this individual trying to get this TWIC card, that's why they believe that they burglary. Okay? That is a crime of moral turpitude. So it will raise a flag. When you are getting your TWIC card and you are filling out for things, do not lie about it, because they run a biometric background check. And if you have lied about your past, you are automatically disqualified. I'm going to repeat myself. If you have lied about your past, you are going to be automatically disqualified. Okay? So don't hide it, because they're going to get it. Explain it away. And there is a chance for you to do that during either the appeals process or once they flag it. Okay? But you're not going to go in there lying. You're not going to lie. You just can't, because they're going to find a lot of it. They're going to find it. That's the government. They're going to find it. And what they want to know is, can I trust you? Can I trust you with this TWIC card? Not have you been in trouble before, so I'm going to disqualify you and not let you do anything with your life. They don't care about that. They want to know, can they trust you? So you're going to divulge that. You have a deferred adjudication. You clearly have not wiped it off your record, so you wouldn't be asking me. And when you go to get a TWIC card, they're going to see it regardless. So the only people who wouldn't have seen it would have been like a private employer. Does that make sense? But because you're getting a TWIC card, you're public all day long. They're going to see it. So you got to explain it away. You got to tell them exactly, I did it deferred. I successfully completed. It's good for you to get a non-disclosure and wipe it off. And you have to go back to the court that you received it from. If it's deferred adjudication. If it's a dismissal, you go to civil courts and they'll wipe it complete. Okay? And when you get an expunction, even the government cannot see it. This person qualifies for a non-disclosure, so they will still be able to see it when he or she qualifies or tries to apply for this TWIC. Okay? But you explain it away. And you can hire a lawyer to assist you with that as well. A lot of people don't know that, but you can always hire a lawyer to assist you with your TWIC card stuff. Like if you get flagged and you don't know how to move through the next step, there are lawyers that can help you with your application and getting it together and representing you before the board so that you can get your TWIC card. And I've done that for people before for different types of cards and different types of licenses. So know that, it's not over for you if you have these backgrounds. But people with backgrounds need to get into, y'all need to get into jobs. And if there's any time for you to do it, it's going to be now. Okay? So, sir, I'm going to order you. Okay? We're going to bring him to the court of our public opinion. Bang that gavel, bring him on here, sir. I'm going to order you to tell the damn truth. The whole truth and nothing but the truth on those applications. I'm going to order you to go ahead and lay it out because they can see it. It ain't no use in lying. Even if they can't see it, y'all, they ain't use in lying. Hell, the president can't tell me. So what you're going to do is you're going to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth. You're going to tell them that you signed for the 5 years deferred. Okay. And you finished with an early termination. That looks good. That means the court trusted you and the judge trusted you to early terminate. If you can file for that non-disclosure, I would do so. Just so you can say that on your application too. And although I'm, disclosing this to you, I am filing for a non-disclosure just because I've changed my life. I'm taking a new, turn. I'm turning over a new leaf. Okay. Now, because it's a robbery conviction, again, they're going to flag it, but that has never stopped. It does not. I don't want to say it's never, but it's not going to stop you from getting your TWIC card. So we're going to order you to keep going forward. Okay. To keep pushing despite your criminal history. But we're going to order you to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. And when they question you, you're going to tell the truth. Okay? You don't play with the board because they will X-name it ass. And once you have an application that has been denied due to falsification, you pretty much are flagged. You just might as well go somewhere else and go do something else. Okay? Next case. Let's get another criminal question in here. There are a lot of car accident questions too. How likely photos be convicted, photo evidence. Okay. So this question is, How likely is someone charged with a felony impeding breathing in Texas to be convicted? Oh, Lord. You done choke somebody. You done choke somebody out. Photo evidence, no prior record. Child, how in the hell was you choking somebody so long? Baby, next. Allie, read it. My ex was charged with felony impeding breath circulation for strangling me to unconsciousness. Girl, why did you give it? You're not trying to get him off, are you? Allie, draw down. Because see, this is ridiculous. They turned themselves in and were in jail for 2 weeks before bonding out. They seem to be cooperating with everything. And they have a history of mental illness. Most people do that do stuff like that. Most people do. Which they're trying to blame this on. I don't care what he or she has. They're going down for choking the hell out of you. I tell you that much right now. Okay. Especially with the fact that I'm seeing this in Harris County. Because see, we're trying to say that the Harris County judges don't protect, and they do. I can tell you, and they do, ma'am. So I'm gonna tell you that the only issue that I see is that you better not back up. Because if he has choked you to unconsciousness, ma'am, he will be. It's gonna be a hard. That's one thing they do not play with. That's why I don't know why people are saying that these judges are so nice. No, they are not. They do not play. And you gonna choke somebody to unconsciousness? Baby, I can name a few of them that want to jump over that bench on you right now, but I ain't gonna say nothing because they're not biased. They're very fair, and baby, they want to, sweetheart. The things that I can tell you that were going through their head, reading this. I don't. Oh Lord, if I wish I had. Never mind. I don't want to discuss names. They don't have a criminal record, but there's photo evidence of my injuries and lots of messages and call logs showing their history of progression towards me, ma'am. He's going down. Now, whether or not he's going to be it's going to be jail time for him, I don't know. But at the end of the day, that is domestic violence, and we talked about that. That is a crime of moral turpitude. It's domestic violence. And regardless of whether they even drop it down to a misdemeanor, which I do not see that happening in this case because of the photographs and the evidence and the fact that you went unconscious, this is not looking good. So, ma'am, whether or not this person goes to jail, they will wish they went to jail. And I guarantee you, whatever judge on this case, because there's not one that I can think that they didn't do some jail time already before they were bonded out. Which is why he sat in jail for 2 weeks with no criminal history. Sat in there because that bond was high. And that's going to get me on to the bonds that I will address in a moment, because that bond had to have been high. And that's why. And ma'am, that's why I don't agree with anyone and what they say about bonds being low, because some of these bonds are so high. I've seen murder bonds low on regular assault cases. I don't believe it. And the judges will protect you, ma'am. I'm telling you. So don't you worry. You seem that you're very afraid of him. I don't want you to wig out all the time, though. Just keep up with the district attorney's office in this case. Make sure that you are participating in your case. And ma'am, I can't tell you what to do, but I will tell you, do not drop charges on somebody. Choke your ass unconscious, ma'am. Please don't. Because if you don't want to file those charges for yourself, he's already here. They see what he's doing. You file those charges for someone else, but before someone loses their life, ma'am. And that's just how I feel about it. You will, we tend to not take people serious. And, those individuals end up being the ones that do something to someone else. That's the best way I can say it. So, please, don't leave it alone. Hey, y'all, who's on Lisa? Yes, Floyd, this is my Megan Thee Stallion shirt. Because when you're a legal eagle, that's a legal stallion, you got to wear the Hood Mona Lisa shirt from Megan Thee Stallion, because she is all of that and a bag of chips. And she's from H-Town as well. Yes, I'm donning her shirt. It's been a year since my case is closed. Can I now get it expunged? Pretty late. It depends on, if the case ended up in if you did deferred adjudication, you cannot get an expunction. You can only qualify for a non-disclosure. If it's a misdemeanor, it can be about 3 years from the date that you get off of paperwork. If it is a felony, it may be 5 years or more from the date that you got off paperwork. And if you had any sort of agreement with the state of Texas not to move forward before a certain time, you have to honor that agreement, because they'll object to it until you get to that point. And when you get to a civil expunction, when you get an expunction, you go to the civil side. So you catch a criminal case, but we file it in the civil court, because it's and so they'll look to see if you're going before the agreement, if there is one. So those three factors are the things that are going to matter to know whether or not you can get it expunged. But if you were on any sort of papers and it was not an outright dismissal, it would be a non-disclosure. That would be filed off in the felony court or the misdemeanor court where you got the charge at. And it would be from the date that you got off papers, like I stated. The expunction, you can do those automatically. I mean, as soon as you get the dismissal, you run and you get it expunged, unless there was an agreement for you to wait. Sometimes I get dismissals and we agree to wait a year before I seek an expunction. So I'll wait, and right at a year or almost at a year, I'll file on the civil side, and the DA will look at it like, okay, it's almost a year, no objection, boom, and I'll go grab it. So an expunction right away, as soon as you get out the courthouse with your dismissal paper, you can file one. Now, and matter of fact, I have them filed in the criminal courthouse. When I beat the case, they file them for me. Like if I beat it at trial, it comes along with the package. It comes along with beating the case at trial. They expunge it for you completely. So it all depends on exactly how the case was beat and whether or not you're on papers. Okay, if you give me some more information, then I can tell you exactly. Let's go to the next question. Okay, this is a good question because they are getting smart, y'all. Listen up. It's a common question. I like to call these the messy comments, meaning, it's a common question that's messy. And it happens to all of us. They try to get messy and do a little something to us. We got to figure out how we going to dodge this bullet. Okay? So they doing this. Y'all need to be listening, especially those of you all who are pretty active. I got some clients, y'all active. Y'all be one foot in Harris, the other one over in Montgomery, and you be sliding through all of them with the I can't understand. But you got to know how to move. So let's talk about it. Can a district attorney from Como County put a Harris County accusation with an accusation made in Como County to try the two together? Okay? So we're talking about jurisdictional issue. An accusation was made in Harris County against someone, and the Harris County DA placed it as an inactive due to not enough to go on. That's not what they do. Inactive means we got a case, and you got a warrant out for your arrest. So so what they did was not put it inactive. They just had an open investigation, and they gave it's in the office, uncharged. Okay, and that happens sometimes. It mainly happens with my robbers. They'll have, they're busy guys. Some ladies, but mainly guys, and they're pretty busy. And so they may have I've had upwards of 32 cases, but maybe only 7 are charged or 6 are charged, but it's 32 of them bitches. Well, I got to learn all 32. And the reason that I have to learn all 32 is because them bitches don't come I've had them, and that's what the way they play. And I don't give a damn, I'm ready to play. It's chess. So sometimes they'll charge them first 7, and if they can't slide and get you on some of those, they're going to try to come over to the others. That's what this person is talking about, okay? They're looking for bad acts. They're looking for other bad acts or uncharged cases, okay? And they use these uncharged cases to sit them off in the bank to use them for different reasons for y'all, okay? Different reasons. Sometimes they leave them so if they can't, if I beat a case out, let's say, because I had one guy, man, they tried that boy 4 or 5 different times. And we kept trying to get life on him. We brought it back, got him appealed, brought him again. And what they were doing was going through them 32 cases and picking the best ones that they could run with at any time. And then in trial, they used the rest of them as additional cases to get more time. Okay? They use them as extraneous extra offenses. And the argument is we didn't charge these because this man has done so much shit. We ain't got time to charge every damn thing. It's too much. But we got this stuff. We got all these cases against him. Let me tell you all the shit he's been up to. And they'll run them during a sentencing trial, or they'll try to get them off in the case while you're fighting your your case at bar, which is the one you before the court on. They'll try to slide these extraneous offenses, and that's what she's asking me about. So let's go back to the question. Since we know what these offenses are that she's speaking of, we're going to go back so I can show you exactly what she's talking about. So there's an accusation that was made in Harris County against somebody. Harris County placed it extraneous, not inactive. Inactive means you have a warrant. If y'all see inactive on anything, anytime, any place, you got a warrant. Okay? So it's not inactive, it's extraneous. Due to not enough to go on. Not always, not enough to go on. Sometimes the open investigation is still going. Sometimes they got enough. They just got you on something else, and it's there. So there's an extraneous. The DA from Como County received an accusation against the same person. Okay, they can do this. The Como County DA found out about the uncharged Harris County case, and he want to reach over there and grab it, right? And that's what he's trying to do, because what he wants to do is run them both in his county. Okay. So the person is asking me, is this the case of out of jurisdiction or out of venue? Can the district attorney in one county, without permission of the other county, try the two together? Not without permission. I've got to see exactly what's going on with this case. I've seen it done before, and they can pull them over. Like 9 times out of 10, they do it like in Fort Bend to Harris County. Or if you're on a line somewhere and either county has the ability to charge, they're going to let the person go that has the other case. Let's say it's Galveston and Houston. See, they do it a lot with Galveston and Houston, especially when you're out there in Dickinson or you out there right on that you're right on that cusp. If you start going down 45 and you at the Clear Lake Webster area, you start to slide through Galveston. There's a large strip that includes Dickinson, Texas, and all over there where they can charge your ass out the way. They can go Galveston on you, or they can go Harris County on you, and they work with each other to decide who's going to charge you on certain things. Okay. Or they just take them cases that happen when people call and they set them up as extraneouses and they watch your ass to see what you're doing. That's what they're doing with this person. And then they'll talk to each other and they'll slide and hand cases to each other to charge you with. So it can happen. Yes. And it's not going to be without the permission of the other county. The other county is going to allow it because they want to try you. The goal is to try to get you tried for all cases. Why do they want to get you tried for all cases? Because both counties want to get you. And what happens is if one county gets you and sends you to TDC, the other county got to wait. They can't get you. Does that make sense? They got to wait until you fight that entire case in that county, which may be 2 to 3 years. And they got their case pending and they want to get you. I've got clients right now where they call up in other counties, Fort Bend and other places. But Harris has cases on them too. Harris keeps wanting to jump at the bit. And it's like, Harris, go sit that ass down because you can't do nothing right now. You know, they're bringing me to court. We want to make sure, we want to do this bond here. We want to do what judge. We ain't doing a damn. What you doing this for? It's moot. It's moot. I ain't got the body. Number one, I ain't got the body, and I ain't going to court without my defendant. So what you want me to do? This is a criminal case. I don't got the body. You got to wait. When the body show up, we can move. Does that make sense? But who knows? At one point, I'm going to move over and see what I can do to try to concur and serve if it's going to be an issue of concurrence, because I damn sure don't want shit to be consecutive. And when you're playing around in 2 different counties or 2 different instances, they can consecutively charge you. You don't want to go to one county, get hit, get your time, and then come to that other county, get hit, and get your time. Because they're going to stack that shit. They're going to stack it. So in this particular case, they might be afraid that the other county is getting ready to pull that charge in, but I wouldn't give a shit. That's a way for it to go concurrent in a way. Number one, do you beat it jurisdictionally and do you piss them off and not let them grab it? So that they can then say, well, fuck it, we'll just wait to get you, and then we'll put our warrant on you and come grab you. You're going to be caught with that warrant. You want to loose yourself of that warrant. If they're going to try and move the case over, you might want it to go, depending on what it is. Another issue is I'd rather want a smaller county to try my client anyways. I'm not saying they're not going to do a good job as Harris County, but let's stop playing games. I'll take my run. So you got to see if that's something you strategically want to do. Might want to do it because it might make sense. Instead of they stacking, that might stack 2 years on your ass time. Why do y'all think that boy jumped over that bitch and choked the hell out of that judge? I'm not saying he was correct. He was absolutely incorrect. He better not have ever done that. That's why his ass is down. I think he'll get out again. But they get so upset because they start all that shit, y'all. They play all them legal games with people. They don't pay attention to what they're doing, and they sandwich their ass into consecutive sentences, and that's what he did. He probably was trying to try cases and do this and do that, and the DA got sick of his ass, and they started running shit, stacking it versus running it concurrent. You don't want to be stacked, okay? Stacked wet. I run from that out, and y'all have to understand when you allegedly committed a crime here, allegedly commit a crime another day, allegedly commit a crime another day, technically, that may not be a part of the same criminal episode. The other criminal episode stopped. You started a new one, bitch. That's a stack all day. Do you want to stack on 2 years? Get your ass on 4, 5 days on 2 years, bitch. You gone. But how long? You not your kids. I mean, you gone for a minute. Then you gotta what you gonna do on that? Then you gonna see the parole board see that you stack like that. You fucking yourself. It's better to run concurrent and at least go on 2 charges and they run it concurrent than it is for to be stacked. If you are stacked, that means something. That tells the state of Texas parole board and everybody they didn't want you out. That's why they stacked your shit behind one another to give you more hurdles to climb, and those are going to be more hurdles to climb procedurally. I'm not saying that you stuck because you ain't never stuck like Chuck. It's always a way to maneuver. Not to say it's going to be the best thing for you, but it's something that you can do. You know, you're not just a sitting gut stuck. It's parole lawyers out there, it's appeals lawyers, it's stuff that we can do. But at the end of the day, you're putting yourself in front of a bunch of damn time playing around with stacking sentences and running shit consecutively and not concurrently. So while she's sitting up here talking, she might want that shit to be tried in the same place so that the shit could be concurrent. Because right now, based on what she's telling me, they're arguing that it's a part of the same criminal episode so that they can try shit together and run it concurrent. Did you argue against yourself? You finna book yourself. You finna argue and say it's not a part of the same criminal episode. Those are 2 different criminal episodes, so that it's a stackable offense, so that it cannot go it cannot go to Palmer County. It must be tried in Harris County separately from the other, and you are automatic stack. Watch what you do, y'all. Always watch the way you run your game. And one thing about it is you got to be smart. That's why in certain crimes when they call, I'd be happy as hell. I'm like, oh shit, that he's smart, and I know he's gonna give me something. I just gotta find him. What is he gonna give me? What is he gonna give me to help? You know, you have to, if you're gonna do certain things, you better damn sure make sure you know how to play the game. That's it. I'm not telling you to be a good criminal, but damn it, know what you're doing. And you gotta back in the shit. So this person right here, and they sound like they know some shit, right? You gonna stop the case and fuck yourself, okay? And all you think it is, they gonna get more evidence. I wouldn't give a motherfucking that. I wouldn't give a fuck if what you're gonna do now is run my stuff concurrent. If you got a shot at me on one of those, and I know I can't possibly be one, I'm gonna let you drag it over because you ain't gonna know the case very well anyway. Come on and grab it. Now, you gotta be careful in those small counties because you catch some time you can't get from underneath. But you can also pay to play, and I don't mean pay them off, if that makes sense. But you got more time to maneuver. And if you're going to change your life around and rehab yourself, you got the time to do it in a smaller county because they take this so slow. Now, if you bullshitting for the run and you ain't trying to do shit, you still going to be in the street all the way. You don't want to run it that way. And that may be why this person don't want it to go that way. But at the end of the day, concurrent better than consecutive. So, hey, it is what it is. But that's how, and the lawyer going to have to figure that out. And then, if you got one lawyer on the Harris County case, and you got another lawyer that's on that Comal County case, they need to talk. Y'all need to stop doing shit and don't tell the other lawyer. The other lawyer is supposed to be talking to the other lawyer so that they can figure this out for you. I've had cases where I've had clients over here in California, Fed cases, then misdemeanors down here. I don't give a shit. You still got to talk to the Fed because I can't do something that's going to wrap him up. Even if he got a federal felony down here, he like this book. They're gonna give me a time served misdemeanor for weed. Let me take it. Like, let's say, I can have people like, categories. And then they down here. And then sometimes they have, a couple of pounds of weed that they're smoking on, that they get caught with at the airport possibly. And possibly, hey, they smoke a lot. But whatever. Okay? And now it's dropping down. Misdemeanor. And it's like, I know it's good. I mean, if you get them for some regular, like he had a blunt. Yeah, he gonna want to take it because big boy. What big boy ain't gonna? You know what I'm saying? You done took some pounds and chopped them hoes down and misdemeanor walk 2 days third because you bonded right out. And he gonna take it. He gonna make me. He gonna get up in my face. Like, what the fuck you doing? Talking about reset this shit until we. What you talking about? You gotta go talk to who? Shit, you took this from this to this. I'm like, bro. And I believe it's good, but I gotta get to the federal attorney first and count. And until I talk to that attorney that's on that other case and double check and make sure that ain't fucking his case that he got going over there, I ain't gonna be able to do this. I don't give a shit how good it looks on this side. So you also have to make sure you're doing that when your ass is over here doing this and then you're over there doing that. because you can do something that can mess the case up if you got two of them going. Okay, so we're gonna move on to the next one, but this is happening a lot right now because everybody's moving up to prosecute. They just are. They've been told to. Let's go to the next one. Well, let's call this person in court. Okay, we're gonna order this person right here because this is the woman. Okay, that's listening to jailhouse lawyers. We're gonna order this bitch. Don't you listen to another jailhouse lawyer through him. Okay, I'm gonna order her to have a damn brain because I definitely understand that sometimes when people are in jail, they're trying to get out, but bitch, you're not in jail. Okay, and so I'm gonna need you to think. Somebody damn think right. And I'm not saying the person in jail ain't thinking right, but I'm saying you use your brain as well and help them. Don't sit up there and have them try some risky ass shit that may not work. Okay, so I'm gonna need you because he is risky because that's why he's in this. But that's okay. If you gonna be with somebody that's risky, you better learn how to be a good helpmate. Okay, you're gonna help, not hurt. Okay, so if you're not smart enough to keep going with this person, very smart, clearly on the inside, they're smart. And they're just bouncing ideas off of you that you cannot keep the fuck up with. You're just gonna shut up and you're not gonna tell them shit because you're not smart enough to keep up with him. Okay? I'm gonna also order you to find a boyfriend. I'm tired. There's 30 bitches out here y'all wanna get with these men that you can't take care of because they too smart for you. Okay? A street man, a lot of the time, needs a street woman that's very smart, not a dumb green girl that don't know nothing. That's just gonna do what he said, and then that may not be the best thing for him. Okay, men are supposed to listen, and they understand that. Okay, when elephants and people be hunting shit, the woman is out front. Okay, the man is in the back for protection. The woman is out front to use her brain and her senses. Ma'am, your senses are lacking. I'm gonna order you to do something with your pineal gland. I'm going to order you to take some ginseng and some ylang and some spiritual classes and to sit up in my class and others and learn to go out if you're going to talk to a street Negro. That's the truth. Because you sound stupid and he's bouncing stuff off of you to kind of see what you know and which way it can go. And so I'm going to need you to repeat this back to him. Okay? Or have him watch this because a lot of them have ways to watch this. And ma'am, don't play with him if you don't know what you're doing. I'm sick of you not smart women not properly being able to take care of your man because you don't. He know too much. He move too fast. And you too slow. Next case. It's just the truth. It's certain type of men that need a certain type of woman, and you're not going to be it for this. You're not. I'm going to need you to just don't talk to them no more about shit because you're hemming them up and I don't like it. Next case. What did I do to get this off of my record? I got caught stealing merchandise value at $78. Petty theft. I'm telling you, that's what they want off their record. It can hurt you. They called the police on me and they gave me a ticket. I told you, petty theft, to go to court for that. It's my first time stealing and getting into trouble like this. You're lying. It's your first time getting caught. I don't want this crime to be on my record because I'm a student. I'm a bitch, and I'm afraid that it would affect me. It will. So what you're going to do is you're going to hire an attorney, but you're not going to play any fucking games, even with the petty theft traffic ticket for stealing, because it too can stop you from getting where you want to go. So you're going to have to. I'm going to order you to hire some attorney. I don't care. There are attorneys out there that are very good that handle these cases that are in traffic court every day. Okay, an attorney like myself, I don't do traffic courts anymore. So I'm not there all the time. But I do handle like MIPs, minor possessions, open container tickets for children, stuff like that. And an attorney that's fighting those cases, they may charge you every bit of $800 for a case like that because they'll hit you because that is the case that you don't want on your criminal record. So sometimes you can find traffic attorneys, people that are always down there, and they're still going to charge you, but they may be cheaper than somebody, who specializes in thefts or something like that, or who is usually in a higher level court. Okay, but it doesn't mean they can't fight them cases because, honey, I'm gonna tell you right now. Looks like in the Houston area, baby, I can tell you a few people to go to, and they run those traffic tickets, and they will fight those theft tickets as well, and they know how to fight them. Okay, they do. But again, I'm not shouting people out on here. But you can always contact my office, and I can give you a list of referral attorneys that can take care of these cases. But ma'am, you're gonna need to put some money towards an attorney. You need to fight it. Okay, you need to fight it because you need to beat it and you need to get a dismissal so that you can expunge it off of your record in JP court and not have to worry about it because you're a student and I don't know what you want to do, but you don't want to crime of moral turpitude next. Okay, so we're gonna order you to get an attorney to never do this again. Okay, and get this case beat, ma'am. Next case. Okay. So sometimes we're just looking on things and it looks as if somebody is pulling up a docket sheet and kind of trying to see if they're in trouble or not. So next case. What does it mean if a defendant did not appear for an unscheduled judicial activity and the alias capias was recalled and the case was closed? This defendant did not appear for court. This is what the docket master reads. What does this mean? So if it says an unscheduled judicial activity, there are times that the courts have to make sure that the dockets are attended to. And what they're doing is putting a note in to check the case to see if it's closed or not so they can move it off the docket. So what happened was it came up and a clerk flagged it for the judge to say, I believe this case is supposed to be closed. And so they put it up on the judge's docket so the judge could look at it. That's why it says an unscheduled judicial activity. The reason that they used the word unscheduled was to be a flag to everyone that you received no notice for this and that you were not supposed to be present, or that if somebody said you were supposed to be present, it's unscheduled, so there's been no notice. So if they do find that something was not done for your case to close properly on that day, it would give them the power to then reset that case, then give you a summons so that you can come back to court so they can do what they need to do to close it. But based on what you're telling me, the alias capias was recalled. It was a warrant that was issued in error. They recalled that capias warrant. So they recalled your warrant and they closed your case. Probably something that was going on, either with a deferred or just an open case and you getting a dismissal or some kind of deal you worked out and they were waiting for paperwork in between. And that was just them getting it closed out. Okay? So you're fine. You didn't need to appear for court. It was an unscheduled judicial activity. Guys, make sure that you receive proper notice to come to court, but don't play around and act like you didn't get notices that you know you received. Okay? Do what this person did and check and just make sure that ass ain't going to jail. Okay? So we're going to release this person from the courthouse. You've done what you needed to do. We're going to order you to go tell a friend to do the same shit. Thank you. Because you walked around for a warrant for a while that you were not supposed to have, but you're paying attention now. We're going to wake up a sister or brother. That's what I'm going to order you to do. Wake up a friend. Because you're smart. You're paying attention. That's it. Peruse them documents. Sometimes you need to look at your own case, guys, and see what the hell is going on. What are you going to know to ask your lawyer if you ain't looking at your own case? I mean, I'm trying to be messy, but I like when my clients ask me questions that actually make sense. I can't stand when people just ask me, I need an update on my case. Shut the fuck up. Excuse me. Just shut up, baby. Because all you're trying to do is sound smart. An update on what? What questions do you have? Because these are the elements of your case. What questions do you have? Update on what? So we know when you don't know what's going on, and I prefer to have a very good assistant. Okay, and all of my defendants are assisting me on their own cases. Okay, because I can't work a case without my client. So at the end of the day, I'm only as good as they are. So we're gonna need to work together. Okay, all right. So there that goes. Try to find a good question. Y'all need to be paying attention because Trump is coming for. Trump is coming. This is the driver's license question. I'm gonna tell you the only reason I'm gonna take it. It's safe in the bus child to drive with no license. Y'all have been playing games for far too long, and they got overwhelmed here in Texas. Hold on. Because I'm telling you, honey, they finna if the government is looking for people, then they're gonna start using whatever they can to get people out of cars, to search you, okay, to get more cases, because that's where they're at right now. We need money. And it's not that we need money so they're just going to incriminate people. It's that people have been running around crazy since Corona, and we had to slow down on charging people because the jails were full and all of that stuff, okay? All of that good stuff. And so now these jails are opening up and they need the people, the crime has to come down, okay? It has been a little bit, but that has nothing to do with the judges. That has nothing to do with the judges. Hell, the judges can only deal with the cases that are in front of them. That's the police. To be honest, that's the police. Now, I want to run driver's license law to you all because some of you all think you're invincible and you're dumb. And I want you to understand that you can be arrested for driving with no license or driving without a valid driver's license. Just because they have not been doing it does not mean they're not going to start back. And they will, okay? Because they are tightening up on qualifications and structural integrity. They feel like it's been open too long. People have been doing what they want to do, coming in, especially in Texas. Everybody's driving. They're trying to get people off the roads. Insurance is going up. Republicans are in power. Insurance companies need to make money. They're drowning along with banks. They got to do something. So underneath the Texas Transportation Code, a person must have a valid driver's license to operate a motor vehicle on a public road. If you are caught driving without a license, you may face the following. Are you ready? First offense, Class C misdemeanor, punishable by a fine of $200. They're going to ticket you. Okay? Second offense, within a year. The fine is $25 to $200. Okay? Third offense, within a year of the second offense. Possible jail time of up to 6 months. That's when they're going to hit you. Okay? Now pay attention to what I'm telling you, because y'all go get these damn driver's license tickets. You don't care. You don't give a shit. You don't care. Right. You should. Because if you ride your pills, you got some weed on you or anything like that. Once they can start to get closer to you, to start demanding certain things, their whole head is in your car, and that's it. You coming out. I'm just trying to tell you. You coming out. You coming out. Now, I don't know if they're going to search you. I don't know what all they're going to do, but I don't know what type of person you are either and what your criminal history says either. So you coming out, thinking that you're going to joy around all the time, no license. You coming out, and especially now. They are raiding. They are looking for individuals to take back, unfortunately. And so they are pulling people over. I'm just telling you. And also know it is rodeo warrant roundup time. It is that time of year. And they have not, they will not announce it. I'm just telling you, because they got to get people right now. They have got to get people. Then they got to get stuff straightened up in their line. Okay? So that's what's going on. An officer can arrest you because Texas law allows arrest for most misdemeanors. So they have the ability to do what they want to do. You stupid if you're going to leave it up to the person that pulled you over as to whether or not you go to jail or not for the night. That's dumb. Because you don't know what he or she is on. And also, you don't know what your attitude is on. See, a lot of times we have no attitudes with them when they come to ask us for stuff, and they didn't have enough that damn day. And so we could be going for a little smart remark we made because they just had fucking enough, and they just not gonna play with you. And you talking, and you may have a little something on there, and then you thinking they can't take you, but then they're gonna take you just to show you, right? Or you find out that you have other outstanding warrants that you didn't know about because you get traffic tickets all the time. Okay. Or you on your high horse because Trump is deporting people, and you may be Hispanic and you may refuse to cooperate or provide your ID. Like, it's just little things, y'all, to where you wasn't doing that's gonna get you in trouble just because you driving with no license or just it's not the time to be doing none of that right now. I just want you to know that. Okay? I want you to understand that. So we're gonna go back to this question. This person said they have an occupational license. That means they got a license just to get to work because they didn't have one. Smart. And everybody who doesn't have a license, you better go get occupational license. They are not playing with y'all. They said I have the court order and my SR-22 with me. That's special insurance for people that have no driver's licenses, but do have the ability to drive. It's really high insurance, and the occupational license is high too, but you got to do what you got to do. They're asking me, is it valid? They said they only need it for 45 days, but they don't see where they're valid in the state system. You're not going to be valid when you look up your license because you're running off of a court order. Court orders trump all. So if you have a court order in your hand that says you can drive, it's going to trump what comes up on the DPS screen. Okay? But your court order is only going to be valid for a certain amount of time. It gives you enough time to get everything worked out with DPS. So your court order trumps what you see in the computer screen. People have to understand that. Judges do what they're supposed to do. So at the end of the day, they're going to know what's going on with DPS before they give you the ability to drive. So to ignore DPS stuff, because DPS is saying you can't drive, but the judge is saying you can. But the problem is the judge is saying you cannot. Okay? The judge is going to say, I'm going to let you drive no more either because DPS said you still can't drive. So what they're doing is giving you a chance to fix it with DPS. And if the judge comes back around in those 45 days and doesn't see DPS fixed, they ain't going to grant you another occupational license unless you can prove to them that you're almost done fixing everything with DPS. So yes, the court order trumps a DPS order, but you better work with DPS because the court does check to make sure you still are doing what DPS wants. And if you're not, DPS just sends them a signal and then they kill your occupational license and you're stuck. You're stuck like Chuck. And that's why DPS still has your suspension listed and the fees that you owe at the bottom. None of that is going to clear out and cancel out until you've done everything you need to do with DPS. That's it. So run on your court order in your hand. But y'all see what this person doing? Shit that don't even make no sense. I know that's a drive. That's what we need to be doing at this point. But baby, if not, you're going straight. You know, you might be going to jail. I don't know. Or ICE custody. I'm just saying. Because there are other people that are, you know, we have to sit up here and act like they're the only ones, baby. All of us in all shades need to be looking. Okay? Stop playing. I African brothers and sisters, Dominican brothers and sisters, everybody. What? I mean, immigration affects all of us, honey. Our Asian brothers and sisters that may be here with no licenses, this is affecting everybody. So pay attention. This is probably gonna be one of my last ones. Order. Looking for the best option to handle the shoplifting case of my wife. Baby, see, this is one I'm gonna tell y'all right now. Y'all marry these people that have these damn problems, okay? And you need to stop. It's okay to, you know, stick with people through, you know, thick and thin, but you better pay attention to what your spouse is doing. And that's why I hate to say this, but I tend to live with people sometimes before or try to experience them if I think I'm going to marry the person, because I need to make sure I don't get stuck with something like this. And that's when you can just easily break ties before you're married. I'm not trying to tell you to go against the Bible, but baby, you better know what you marry, because this is what happens. And then you spend your damn life fixing all that shit, and that ain't nothing to do. That ain't fun at all. And then your money out the door for their lawyers and shit. It's run you to the pole house real quick, bitch, real fast. In Texas, and then you got to find out what is she shopping for. Does she have a drug addiction? See what I'm saying? It's too much. Too damn much. Too much. Y'all need to know what's going on with these people before y'all marry them. I'm telling you. In Texas, wife caught shoplifting and was arrested. The value is $255. I bonded her out and I'm waiting for her court date. She's a first-time offender and she's on an H-4 visa. Did I just tell y'all? So he didn't know it. Bill, maybe he did know it. Let me shut up. Would like to discuss a few options on how best to handle this situation. You better beat that case. That's what you better do. Can we request the department store to drop the charge by requesting them? Sir, no. Can they drop the charge? If they agree to do so, then will the case be dismissed? Yes, but they won't agree because whatever they're not going to agree. I already paid their dues. It must have been Walmart, and they don't give a damn. You should have paid their dues because Walmart will send y'all that extortion letter. I like to call it an extortion letter because Walmart sends you a letter requesting like a civil penalty fee of like $300 for even trying to steal in their store, and they tell you that if you don't pay it, they're going to move forward with the civil case. When it don't matter, they can't move forward with a civil case against you because they already filed a criminal case against your ass. They just be lying and getting extra money. So 30, please, Lord Jesus. Next, I tell you, you probably don't pay that money to Walmart or to any store when they send you that letter requesting monetary payment and then they already arrested your ass. They can't sue you in civil court. You got to choose criminal or civil. You can't get your restitution both ways. They can't do that. So you really could say, and then don't pay the civil penalty. Go to the criminal court and just that's it. Like you already was. And at the end of the day, if you did pay that civil penalty, you need to take your proof of payment to the DA and say that they already prosecuted me civilly. So you can't prosecute me both ways. They decided to handle this civilly, and they should dismiss the case. That's just a little trick. It's a trick, but yeah, you at the point where you probably gonna get your dismissal because they try to screw you. But you gotta go get a lawyer. You gotta get a lawyer, but that's gotta be Walmart. They do that all the time. Then he said, "What is a pretrial diversion?" See what I mean? They're about to give her dismissal. I wouldn't even ask for that pretrial diversion. I would argue that Walmart already decided to handle this as a civil matter so that they're stopped from following through in criminal court. But a pretrial diversion will end in a dismissal. It will result in a dismissal, and then you can move to expunge her record so that she can not have to deal with the immigration consequences. That's the best thing. That's the advantage of a pretrial diversion is a dismissal, and that's what you need if she's on an H-4. Can it be reduced to a lesser charge? Would that help? Yes, you can reduce it to like a traffic ticket, but it's still going to be a crime of moral turpitude, which is what we talked about earlier, which is what immigration looks at. So you need to beat that out. That's the best thing, just to beat it. And so they said, what is the best and safest recommendation considering her situation? Beat it. I used to do deportation and removal for Bruce Cohen. And I also worked for Gary Logan for a while. Those are both prior AILA presidents. AILA, what is it? American Immigration Lawyers Association. They both been presidents. I worked for both of them. Clerk for them. And then worked when I got out of school. That's the first one I worked for with Bruce. And I came out doing deportation and removal. So I can tell you, you don't want nothing on your record if you can, slide through. Because at the end of the day, you look at a hearing officer, an immigration officer is reviewing this. And, you get different officers for different things. Some people get through on it. Some people don't. I don't like to deal with those type of cases, so I moved to beat them out right. And that was my job. It was one of the things that I did because I had a criminal background. So I'm going to beat the criminal case and then come back around on the deportation and removal or on the adjustment of status or what have you, so I can fight that as well because it's on flag. So, sir, beat it. That's the best thing is to beat it. Worst case scenario, beat it, sir. I don't even want to say worst case scenario, take a traffic ticket because you already paid that civil penalty and they're already offering you a pretrial diversion. You should not be walking away with a charge on any. I can't tell you 100%, but it would make no damn sense, sir. It would not make no sense. She just slid out for now, but you need to go ahead and give her ass whatever help she needs because she gonna have you in the damn po house. Next, bitch gonna have in the po house because now you gotta pay a bond. You have to get an immigration lawyer. You have to get a criminal lawyer that understands immigration. They're gonna charge you more because she's an immigrant. Then you gotta go back around and do this shit in immigration. And you mean to tell me you already got an immigration lawyer too? And then your immigration lawyer gonna charge you more because of the shit you picked up on the criminal side? She damn sure better be beautiful. That's all I can tell you. She better be beautiful with the head of Medusa. That's all I can tell you. Because, sir, I don't know what you paying for. It might be crude and rude, but I'm being honest. I swear every day she better be doing. Every day, sir. I don't know what she better be doing some serious. This is too much, sir. She ain't gonna get no better. She better know she's in America. It ain't none of that. And I don't know why people. And I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna be gone. Who really does not come over here stealing and doing things? And I'm not saying that certain people are. Let me just shut that. I'm through. Sir, I just can tell you right now where she from. Playing like that. Thinking she can slide. Because the other places, they cut the hand off of a thief. Okay? So she's not from any of those places. You ain't just gonna be stealing stuff in Russia and getting away with it. You're not gonna be walking in Canada and stealing and going on about your business unscathed. Okay? It's places that don't have the best judicial systems. And it has to be where she hails from. And then she got her ass over here. I thought she was gonna play around here with the same thing. And it doesn't work like that. She's gonna have serious consequences. So she does not need to be doing that because I do know that there are women that are like that. And they slide around, they do little stuff. But you know what? I'm gonna say this and be gone. It's a lot of ways that these men find these women too. And they're already those type of women, if that makes sense. And they just slid you and got over here and got you to do their immigration stuff and have you believing they love you. And them are some little con artists, and good luck with that because I've seen a bunch of con artists. And I hope that that's not what you have. But it very much looks like it, sir. So you need to go do some research. And if you're not from the country that you brought her from, sir, I need you to dump him. And I'm not lying, and you know why. Let's see. My son was in a fight and he was not on tape fighting. They took him to jail for fighting. So what should I do? He's not on the tape at all. Michelle, somebody has to tape. Michelle. Floyd, you're funny. You never been to jail. Floyd, you don't want to go to jail. Michelle, and just come back and look at this if you're gone. I'm sorry. Baby, somebody has to tape. Some child has to tape. And I really have never had to plead a child to any case. And it's rare that I've had to fight it. There's a tape. Find out who the tape is, and you need to see the tape before you fight the case. You're going to look on that tape for all types of things. Because these administrators, unfortunately, are overwhelmed, and they do things that they're not supposed to do. Okay? And so, just because your son wasn't on tape fighting, what was he on tape doing elsewhere? He may not have been with this fight, but he might have been in another fight or in an argument somewhere else. Somebody had it on video. Now, this is why I'm telling you to get a video, so that you can get one from kids or something and see what the hell the administrators did. And then see what you can argue against them. Because if you can file the right shit against the right administrator, the case is going to be gone. Okay? I hate to tell y'all that. But see, that's when you have to start looking to see what the administrators are doing wrong. Because at the end of the day, Mike Moran is nothing to play with. Yeah. They all scared of their jobs. And here in Harris County, HISD, baby. And everywhere they're scared of their jobs. Because they have done away with the Federal Education Agency. Okay? Watch this, listen. They have done away with the Federal Education Agency, and they're giving really states more control over the children and the education systems here. Okay. With that being said, okay, they are tightening up, and teachers do not want to deal with grievances and whatever's going on administratively. And I just only know this because I have some administrative cases that are getting ready to be heard by the commission. And it's going to be probably the first round of litigation since FERPA has been abolished, since they've done away and dissolved the Federal Education Agency. I'm going to be running one of the first cases, so I'm noticing that they're aligning themselves to be very litigious. When I say litigious, I mean fight like hell in court. So who's aligning themselves to fight like hell in court and to get better at bringing cases is TEA. TEA is they've always been a good commission, but they're lining up like a court to hear more things, because they'll have to hear more because there's no FERPA. Y'all you understand? So it'll be a natural more, okay? So they are getting strict. With that, the guidelines are getting very strict. Now we see why they brought this huge guy that's feared to clean up HISD per se. Now we see how they're trying to do the charter school and trying to institute the bonds and all this stuff they're trying to do to try to change the school system, okay? All they're doing is taking more control as well, if that makes sense. Long story short, everybody's scared. Whenever you have a change going, people are being fired for no reason, okay? Look at what the federal government is doing. They're just walking through and firing people for no reason. HISD, when that man came a year or 2 years ago, they fired a bunch of teachers allegedly for no reason. Okay, so their jobs are just right. Their backs are against the wall on anything that they've done or not done. So they'll let something go because they don't want to have to fight a complaint and be in front of the school board on a grievance that may hit. And if they believe that you're going to follow that grievance to the end, and it may get to TEA, regardless of what the board's going to do, they don't want to go before TEA and have that stand on the record or have the possibility of getting a finding against them. Therefore, they're not going to want to testify against your child. Therefore, when the defense attorney goes to call them to court to subpoena them for document, videos, and for questioning, they're not going to want to come, and somehow they're going to get the DA to shake it. And that's generally what happens. So that's what you're going to have to do, Ms. Brown. You're going to have to do some digging on your side and see exactly what they're doing that they were not supposed to do. Dealing with those fights is somebody who dealt with your son. So whoever is on his witness list, you can use that and knock them out with a complaint. How much do you charge for supposedly criminal fraud? It depends, because criminal fraud can come in different ways. So it just depends. You know, it can be anywhere from, it depends on what they did. You know, was it a check? You know, was it just one little check? Are they accused of making IDs? Do they have a bag of stolen items, or did they just have one thing? Stuff like that. So it depends, but it can range. I mean, if it's just like one little thing, sometimes it can be as low as $1,500. Sometimes it can go up to, $4,500. It depends on what type. Is it a ring? Is it a criminal ring? What are they doing? So it just depends, daughter of Zion. But it ranges because the fraud can range. Floyd Kitchen, they'll never take me alive. I know that's right because y'all, I cannot. Bubba, my favorite attorney. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Bubba. I'm telling y'all. Them jails ain't where you want to be. And they trying to fill them up right now. All right, so we're going to wrap up today. We'll let this go on, y'all. Y'all have any other questions, y'all feel free to ask. I'm going to run through one more time and just make sure I don't have anything pending on my other pages because I'm on StreamYard. I do not. See y'all have a fantastic day, and I will see y'all soon. Bye-bye.